We will call the Personnel Budget and Finance Committee meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. All members are here and accounted for. You had a chance to overlook or look over the minutes? Do you have any additions or corrections? Neither did I.
Me either.
Hallelujah. Motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept. the
I'll
minutes.
second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Those were short minutes. Move on to the auditor's update.
November books are closed. Overall for the month, we received $799,823.38. Expenses were $2,425,616.19. Revenue for the year is $22,428,235.16. Expenses are $19,057,961.66.
So if we take out the 4.2 million roughly for the bond, we're at $18,228,751, which would then appear that we're in the hole on expenses for the year by $870,000 and change. Almost 71. Does that compute to you?
Yeah, we did not get revenue for sanitation. We're working on looking at the contract, as well as them invoicing us for the year. And I believe Steve's waiting on Tom Taylor to get back with us. So we're down, that revenue is not right around 120-ish.
2 months up.
On a monthly basis?
But it'll be, we're also, yeah, well, which we wouldn't get until December, but
Wait, so the 120 is from a year or a
a
month?
month.
Okay.
That's not reflected, as well as the additional expenses for the police project.
But is that why the expenses are so high for the month?
For the month, we've paid
$2 million.
Strelzer, the paving project was $497,000. Traffic light loan also came out this month. The police building expenses, we didn't get revenue. The police building loan. Also a new expense that was paid, so it just all kind of hit in November.
Any other questions for the auditor? Any other council members have questions for the auditor on this report? Okay, thank you. Department heads. Sue, what you got?
Nothing new to report. Everything's status quo. I am here for another 4 years and I thank you for that.
We'll come back to you, Steve. Any, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For November, we brought in for the general fund, $380,331.84. We're up 23% for the month. For fire, we brought in $190,165.92, and we're up 25% for the month. Overall, for the year, for the general fund, we're at 5.98%, and for fire, we're up 7.52%.
I was a little confused on the November line where it said monthly comparison,
I corrected it. I didn't realize that.
but it worked out down below.
It did. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I had to change the formula.
Don't do it.
Huh?
I'll
Don't
come down and
change
fix it.
No, I already did it.
That's the
No, I
problem.
fixed it. No, I corrected it. Do what? Oh. No, I corrected it when I saw that it messed up, but that's all good. Good.
Anything else going on we need to know? Any updates, any software updates, any new things coming before?
A new feature on the website now called Fast Pay, where our residents can go in and make a payment. They don't have to create an account or anything. They go in with that button, they put in the 4 digits of their social, the last 4. They put why they're making the payment, like what year, or if it's a payment plan or estimated, and it sends it right to us. There is a convenience fee because they're using a credit card, but we have that already. We just sent out our first round of letters for the Ohio Attorney General for people who are delinquent on their taxes and aren't even attempting to make payments. So that's a 60-day letter. Once that expires, which it expires on January 5th, if they haven't contacted us and paid it off, it will go to the Ohio Attorney General and they will attempt collection on that.
And these were for 24 taxes filed in
These are for
25?
several years. Most of them, we can go back to 18. So it's 18, clear up. A lot of the 24s, we didn't send letters because we usually give them 3 to 6 months to work out a payment plan and make payments. So we had, I think we sent out 95 letters. So we've had a couple pay off. Others were not so nice about the letter, but you know, we'll get them. So hopefully they'll be more willing to pay moving forward.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
Anything else for Amy? Nope. Thank you. Chief Nickel?
We're gonna probably have nothing new here, just one new business. We're gonna move some money.
We're gonna try.
We're gonna
Okay.
try.
We're gonna ask.
We're gonna ask to move some money here. And then I just want to know when you were thinking about doing some capital. We're gonna be wanting to obtain a new cruiser again this year, and I have a line on, the regular upfitter has 3 of them available that are upfit. So I was wanting to know about when you thought you might get into approving a capital for that expense. That's about 71,000.
Everyone that's complete vehicle.
That's completed.
Well, that generally comes in January.
Yeah,
Capital.
I just let you know, there's a line on the car. We could get it quicker than sometimes when we waited 6 months or so, then you wait another couple months, we'll upfit them.
We'll bring that up again here in new business
Okay.
for the discussion of it. And Steve?
So I want to talk about is the police building, which I know we give updates before, but with the recent monies. So some of those changes are moving forward. But the building's moving forward great. We're just running into cold weather issues and that. Right now, our contingency set's fine. USDA is back, which is good. We actually had the project manager on site yesterday to like take a look at everything, financials and the others. So I think we're still on path, and the updated date, so I think we're at 25% roughly completion first.
It's a June 1st.
June 1st, I think is what that had moved out. So we're like
For complete, or for,
substantial completion, I think is what they're saying. That's how it. The only other thing I have to know is
Okay. While I'm thinking about that, Chief, I had a former chief tell me that he just thinks it's great if all the former chiefs get invited to the grand opening or for the new police department. He'd like to come see that.
Great.
I'm just telling you because
You invited them all to the groundbreaking.
I don't think he felt that he was invited to that. Maybe he was. I don't know.
Depends how far back you go, I guess.
That was probably 40 years. Still alive.
I've tried him back in 40 years ago.
Bates.
Oh, Bates.
Bates.
Okay, that's 40 years.
I'm not.
Probably. Yeah. I guess it's about
That
40.
probably got by me.
Jim Bates would like to know. All right. Old business. I just had a discussion with Kenna about the elected officials' salaries. And we've discussed what do we want to do with that? How do we move forward with that? And we haven't figured anything out. We as a council haven't figured anything out. And I just wanted to see if she had any input on, how do we gauge what it should be? Based on responsibilities or pay from other places or what? And we know we need to do it at some point. I don't think it's fair to not consider this again. So I think we need to consider it. Probably needs to come up this next year. It needs to be brought up and brought to a vote so that it's all in place well before anybody files in the term after that, because it'll be that January if they're going to have to file again. So we have to make that determination between now and then. If you have suggestions, let us know. If you want to ask Kenna questions or try to ask her to gather more information, she said she's willing to do that. She gave us that huge spreadsheet. I don't know if anybody's been through it. I looked at it, but I haven't actually went back through it. And I think it's really something that we need to do is go back and look at that and so we can start to move forward. So is there anything you'd like to add to that discussion, Kenna?
I think so. I'm happy to help. Whatever. If you guys need more data, more info, answer questions, whatever you guys need.
Okay. Thank you. Moving on, new business. We have people here from the Friends of Madison County Parks and Trails, and you're the first item on our new business.
Some of the monies you guys have been talking about, it's pretty tight, but expense is expense, we get that. I did not make nearly enough copies, so if you guys, hope you guys will grab these, and then anybody else can share. Alan, there's 3 sets here. So again, this is Alan Knowles, Jim Posey, Greg Alexander, looking from the County Parks and Trails. Right there. We've been around since 1999, helped bring the trails through Madison County up to the edges of town. And as some of you know, we, in the past 2 to 3 years, have made significant headway being able to move forward on completing the trail through town. So it'll go through town down by the old rail depot and the old hotel. We've collected these rehabbing. So it's kind of perfect timing with the revitalization of the downtown to be able to bring this new, more beautiful space to the downtown area, a bit of green space, plus, trail tourism, and that's what some of these handouts talk about, has a significant economic impact on a community. Bringing people to the edge of our town is one thing. Getting them to downtown is a whole different aspect. And if we can get them downtown, the way downtown has made such nice improvements, it's going to be a lot bigger impact, financially, et cetera. And there's, I didn't want to bore you with lots of statistics, but there's a lot of information available on the value of trail tourism to a community, the economic value, the business value, the personal health values, et cetera, property values, tax increases, et cetera. So we have for 25 years been kind of leading the way in this area, and even the folks at Morpsey. Are you guys all familiar with Morpsey? Yep. Okay. So even the leaders there have told us, we look to you guys. You guys have been doing it. You guys are out there doing the kind of stuff we're working towards. So we've been working with them as they've developed this Trail Town project about 3 years, well, 3 or 4 years. They brought in an outside consultant and made a major plan. Well, the plan has kind of come to fruition, and they're now getting ready to roll out the initial Trail Towns of Central Ohio cohort. And that will be the first 4 to 6 communities in the 15 county area in Central Ohio who will participate in this development. It includes, and you'll see in this handout here, lots of different things from signage and branding and wayfinding to talking to local businesses and getting them to participate and become trail aware and trail friendly, et cetera, et cetera. So we're really excited that they're doing this because it's something we've been doing. We already call ourselves a trail town. You've never seen sign town. We are a trail town. But to be associated with this much bigger project, and also 3 of the for sure at this point in time, towns that are going to be associated with this inaugural cohort are Columbus, Westerville, and Worthington. So much bigger names, much bigger communities. And we looked at it and said, well, not only do we want to continue to help this project because we've helped from the get-go? We want to be a part of the gains and the benefits of it. If you tie that to this close the gap effort that we're working on, if we get that to complete and we start to go after grant money to help build it out, et cetera, one of the things that's really going to help about this is we're tied in with Columbus and Westerville and Worthington, much bigger names of us. So it increases the name recognition of the project and what we're doing. So we see a lot of value, a lot of synergy, if you will, of all these different elements kind of coming together. So the ask for the initial cohort is $6,500. The ongoing annual fee is $2,500. They've gotten over $200,000 in grants. They're asking the communities to all, put some skin in the game, which makes sense. They've got employees, et cetera. Well, Friends of Madison County Parks and Trails discussed it. Our board agreed that we would initially, we would pay the annual fee, the $2,500 a fee ongoing. We contribute $2,500 to the initial cohort, which is that $6,500 fee. That leaves $4,000. I spoke with John McKenna at the Chamber of Commerce. He said flat out, we'd be happy to pitch in 500. I'll ask the board in January if we can go to 1,000. So that leaves either 3,000 to 3,500 to pay one-time fee to Morpsey to join this trail cohort. And that's what we're asking.
Was that chamber? Is that what you said?
Chamber, the
Was the other-
500,
okay.
yeah. That we're asking the city to contribute. We're not asking the city to contribute at all to the purchase of the property and all that we're trying to do there. That's all through the county. We're not, we want to make this something that the county, the city, and the community, the Friends of Madison County Parks and Trails, et cetera, all benefit from. And so we thought when we talked to some of the leaders related to the Trail Town effort and Highway Erie Trail, et cetera, they all mentioned how the other communities, Westerville, Worthington, et cetera, are paying this fee for them. Well, we've been doing this a long time. We want to have some of our skin in the game. So that's what we're doing. But we're here basically to ask if the city would be willing to pay $3,500 to $3,000, depending on what the chamber comes up with, to help support this project. And I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Get a sign
Oh, yeah, all kinds of signage and wayfinding and
right there.
brochure. They're gonna make much nicer content than what we create. We create some decent stuff. Brochures and flyers and maps. And they're already working on some of this stuff. And I'm on one of the committees working on the online presence, online, shop to buy related stuff, et cetera. So there's so many different things. And again, it's kind of detailed to some degree in that letter. But I think the value that they bring to us is significant. The value we bring to them is also significant, that we help support this whole 15 county Central Ohio community and make this work for all of us. Because we've seen, I don't know if you guys know this, but we have documentation. There are people from literally around the world who have come to London, Ohio and stayed at our camping ground, the Prairie Grass Trail Campground by the Senior Center. We have people from Europe or from Australia who wrote and said, we knew about you before we even left Australia. We learned about you and knew we were going to stay here. We have people in Europe say, we've been biked all over Europe. Nobody has facilities like you guys provide. You are some of the best that we've ever encountered. We get those kind of comments all the time. We've got people from 47 different states and 27, I think, or 28 different countries documented passing through. So trail tourism is a real thing. And the more we can make it visible to the community and make the community visible to the trail tourists, again, trail close the gap will help that. I think it just boosts the whole. So this $300 to $3,500, to be honest with you, it's an ask, but at the same time, I hope it's more of an investment. And it's a one-time investment. We're not going to keep coming back to the city and say, more. We hope this is a one-time thing that gets us really rolling this trail town cooperative.
So we're the westernmost county for this,
We are.
if in Central Ohio. Yeah. And when you compare this to some other towns that are on the Erie to Ohio Trail, and there's some towns that are really bike centric. We're not there yet, I don't think.
We're not Loveland, but there's not many places that are Loveland. We're probably second to Loveland.
Really?
Oh yeah, we're far ahead of lots.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Loveland, I think, is the bar.
It is, absolutely, absolutely. But Loveland just shows you what trail tourism can do. I mean, they really have hit it out of the park there. And if we can get the gap closed, like I said, and bring people through town, create that green space and the, welcome to town, plus also, there are people in town that don't even know the trail exists. If you don't hit out to the edges of town, you may not even see it. But if we get it downtown on Main Street, that's visible to everybody. Then we can start doing a Loveland thing. Because that's our hope.
Yeah, I don't think the businesses downtown realize, maybe they do, but I don't know if they realize how much they could profit from this by opening up on a Saturday morning a little earlier than what they normally do.
That's one of the
It's Sunday.
And
Yeah.
Sunday, yeah.
That's one of the things that these guys have talked about, and we'll work with local businesses to help educate.
And you said wayfinding, that's going to be out on the trail itself for the most part?
On the website, they have an app that I think is going to be part of that. Maps, they're literally print maps that they're going to be putting out, but then also along the trail. I don't know exactly what all the plans are. I know they've talked about all this, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to pan out.
How close are you, do you think, to closing the gap at this point?
We're so close we can smell it.
Okay.
I mean, put it this way, we've asked for, there was a change that came up when a part of Norfolk Southern that we weren't familiar with, and the people we're dealing with at Norfolk Southern weren't familiar with, decided to make a deal with AEP to bring these large generators in and keep that little section of the spur that we're talking about between Walnut and Main Street. So they decided they're going to keep that so they can bring these huge generators in by rail, Park America and AEP come and take them on the truck from here. So they want to keep that. We were planning on acquiring. So that threw us a curveball. We had to then have a conversation with them of, okay, you've told us for 25 years you won't do a trail beside a rail, but that's what this would require. Will you make an exception? And we waited until November 4th when their operating line management team met to say, yeah, we will. So they've agreed to that. Now we're in the process of finalizing details to get to the contract phase. Once we get to the contract phase and sign it, then it goes to the feds for the quote unquote abandonment process. That takes somewhere in the range of 90 to 180 days. But once they have to have the contract signed and the deal kind of in place before they can go to the abandonment process. But we're so close. It's,
And we hope we're within 6 months of purchasing the land, the county purchasing the land. That's how close. After 20 plus years of trying to make this happen, it feels pretty close to us.
and the county is all fully aware of this and on board with the process. And like we did with other parts of the trail, they front up the money. We're fairly certain we can go and find grant monies to reimburse them and build the rest of the project out.
So you're going to go between Midway and Cherry also, where the old train trestle, get over that?
We're going all the way from Maple to Midway, basically.
Yeah.
There's a little part between Maple and Walnut now, but we're gonna it'll be trail clear through town.
Yeah.
Which is,
Clear
there's
through the county. Now.
clear through the county, exactly. And, this improves not just some of the stuff I've mentioned, but it also improves safety. Because having bicyclists come and go off on side streets and stuff that we're going through right now is definitely a higher risk situation. Having these marked trails through town and stuff. We increase personal safety as well, which we're real happy.
Hey, Mayor Clouser,
Yes, sir.
remember we had a discussion about some bike racks a couple years ago? Did we end up getting those, and did we put those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many we got, but that many? Okay. I know we had a discussion. There's a gentleman I know from Grove City that he rides over, and he pointed that out. He goes, I'd like to be able to shop downtown, but I don't have a place to put my bike.
Well, one of the things that we talked about too, around the trees, the small trees downtown, there's the metal.
Yeah.
Those actually are intended to be bike racks. If you can lock your bike to those things, but nobody knows it. They're not signed that way or anything like that. So I don't think the general public realizes, oh, that's a legit thing. We could do something, we've talked about that, doing signage for those to make it clear to people that these are, it's an okay place to lock your bike. which just increase, I mean, we do have those 5, but that would increase the number considerably.
Thoughts?
I think once the trail comes through town, you can see a lot more
Yeah.
of businesses buying them, putting them out front. When they start seeing that road and license down there.
And I also think having the Morpsey experts come in and be able to talk to the businesses with us to help them understand exactly what the value is and how they can maximize their gain from what we're doing, I think will really help. They've got way more expertise than we do. We can go around and knock on doors and put up some kind of cheapo signs, but they're gonna be much better.
I think we all understand what a high-end group Morpsey is from what they've done with the city of London that we joined just a few years ago, as well as Friends of Madison County Parks and Trails and what they've done over their lifetime. And like I said, it's nothing but good things you've said about our trails. So
We actually keep a record of all the we have comment cards at the area.
Mhm.
We keep an ongoing record, and we thousands of comments, and it's just almost across the board, 100% unanimous. That is one of the best sites I've ever seen. We have a restroom, we have free electricity, we have free Wi-Fi, we have level camping areas, we have an outdoor rustic rinse station for showers. We have so many things that most other places don't have. We've got a lot to offer. And Alan here has the London Guest House, which is a bike-friendly trailside other option that has become very popular.
Yeah.
it's like a B&B if you don't know what it is. If you haven't seen it.
It's a B&B for bike-friendly. Literally, it's 50 feet off. You can ride your bike right up to the back porch. It's just perfect. We've got lots of great comments.
I'm familiar. I'm familiar. He was nice enough to donate a 2-night stay to the Lions Club for something that we did, and so that was very nice. Well, I don't have any objections to this. Ms. Otter, where do you think the funds would come from?
I mean, we probably have money in professional services to pay it this year. I don't have that report. It's in an email.
Mayor, do you have a suggestion on where the funds should come from? Not Parks and Rec?
No, I think professional services being from Morpsey, I think Ken is correct with that. I'll take your suggestion for that. You just paid Morpsey out of professional services.
But we're not, are we going to be paying Morpsey this amount, or are we paying this to you?
The way you want to do it, we're fine with doing it directly to Morpsey if that's what you prefer.
That would probably be the easiest way to do it. I will let Kenneth speak to that, but I think Morpsey already being in the system, they just have Morpsey bill us for it. Take care of the amount.
Yeah, we already have them as a vendor and everything. Likely the easiest route.
Okay. What's our time frame?
Well, they told us, they said literally, if you commit to us, we don't need the money right away. We can wait until next 2026 if that's easier for you. Not a rush. They'll be happy to take it as soon as we're ready. But we told them, we're fairly certain we're gonna be involved in this somewhere or another. We would go out and try to find the money no matter what. So we committed to it with our, piece of our money, but then, so, if we can do that, if that's financially better for you to do it now.
I mean, we have it in the budget to pay it this year.
Would it be better to do now versus January?
And we wouldn't need legislation. So
I just need an invoice.
we would just need to talk to Morpsey if council would agree. I mean, can't really vote on it, I guess. I guess you could make a motion to pay for it out of professional services. Do that in this committee.
That's good. But I mean, it'll be in the minutes that you guys are in agreement and want to see it move forward, but
I so move
We do the 3,500, yeah.
$3,500,
I'll second.
$3,500 out of professional services to pay Morpsey for help out the Friends of Madison County Parks and Trails for all of the work that they've done in this county for as long as they have.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So you guys will make sure Morpsey sends.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Ken.
who should I, I'll talk to Melinda Bonstein at Morpsey and tell her that you guys,
Pat's the contact for, typically the contact either way, or I can give
Yeah.
an email.
Yeah,
Either-
they'll have my
Yeah.
email. Just
I'll tell
Give
them.
me that, send her an email and then put mine.
Do we need to-
City of London on there. Just say
Yeah.
yours. Give them.
As
Do we
much,
need to vote on that?
yeah, we're going to, just letting that conversation go.
Can I ask, is London considered a tree city also with that program?
That has nothing to do.
Or I was just gonna say, if we had the Trail Town and the,
We are Tree City USA. That's
So-
that's
yeah.
something totally different.
but I was just gonna say, hey, get maybe both those signs to go out by the champion.
Any further discussion from the members of this committee? Any further discussion from council members?
I'm very excited.
Very much.
Yes, we really are.
Everybody's excited about, all in favor of the motion that's on the table to spend 30, or to agree to spend $3,500 of professional services for this cause. All in favor, please.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. And opposed? There we go. It's in the minutes.
Thank you all very much.
Thank
Feel
you.
feel free to take off.
Feel free to stay too. I don't really know.
Yeah, you have to stay. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, we gave you money, you gotta stay.
Yeah.
Some riveting policy adjustments coming up. Some riveting policy adjustments coming right up.
They're so excited. Are you sure you don't want him around?
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it.
Good job, man.
All
Keep
right,
it up.
guys. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
I was in favor of this back when people thought to get rape rods and mowed years ago.
All right.
Gentlemen.
Good luck.
Dr.
Thank you. Yeah, you named the one I didn't.
I'm in favor of that too.
Yeah, I remember.
That's how we go.
All right. All right, moving on. Next item, policies, whistleblower, frequent flyer miles, tax exempt
Hold on,
policies.
hold on, let me get greased up over here.
Okay.
It's not that terrible. Goodness.
And your head goes up. Points of direction.
I read it.
You read it?
Oh, yeah, good stuff.
I read it. I read through them last night. So this has been suggested by the HR person that we have these in our personnel
No,
manual.
she's putting them into the PPM, just so with our format and such.
Mhm.
This is at the advice of our municipal advisors and auditor of state bulletins that local governments need to adopt these policies.
Okay,
Need to, have to.
Need to, have to.
Suggested
And
very
these
strongly
samples
that
came
these
directly
policies,
from
yeah.
the municipal advisors and they're written based upon the bulletins from the auditor of state. And you guys probably have it, but the links for the two that, well, they're on here too, the auditor of state bulletins that get passed down that say, hey, you guys need to tighten up, your policies. So the whistleblower, you guys are likely well aware that we have fraud policies and how to report if you suspect anything. This just elaborates on employees are protected from retaliation for disclosing information that they reasonably believe they've found or that there's evidence. And so it just elaborates on what those guidelines are and how to report it. It's just adding in the whistleblower language into that fraud protection policy.
so we have two different pieces here for whistleblower, right? The second one's like just the example.
Yes. In the email I sent you guys.
Yeah.
I didn't print the other
And,
one.
and I don't know that was just supposed to be with the first one or not. So as the hiring authority, Mr. Saltzman, I think that you're specifically in this and any department heads, right? But we don't really see anything. I'm just curious. We don't see anything for elected officials. So there's no language in here. I'm sure that's intentional because there's authority, I see. I think
I don't have that copy, so. Yeah, so I think there's a couple places in there. You're talking about for the notification?
Well, this is actually the fraud reporting system. This is, I didn't see it in the first part. This is the attachment. And this is just the language from the, it's actually Dayton Montgomery County Public Health.
Oh, okay, that one. Yeah.
So it's just using that as an example. And I don't know that they would have anyone specifically in their case. You know, as a Board of Health, they probably have, well, their person's appointed. So it wouldn't be any, I just was curious since I didn't see anything on elected officials at all. I didn't see any language at all. So I just didn't know how that worked. What do you think, Madam Counselor? Just the lack of language, or is there any need for language when it comes to
For
elected
protection of an
officials?
elected official? I mean,
From elected officials, more so than,
I'm not sure what are you asking?
I'm just asking if there should be language, or we think there would be language. Is there any reason to have language to be protected from an elected official? So I think the mayor, you can hire the tax director and the safety service director. Okay. And then Kenna can hire within her office. I just didn't see anything. I'm just curious.
So I think it is pretty, like the way it's worded, they should report any suspected misconduct, excuse me, to their supervisor, their government board, or appropriate authorities. That maybe could be expanded some, but I do think the important thing is that they can be made anonymously and that they can go directly to the, what do they call that? The fraud reporting system, which I think is to the high auditor, right?
Yep.
Like they can bypass any of that to do it. Because that remains the anonymity, did I say that right?
Okay. So we need to take these to council so that we can, or not. Do we-
Yes, they need to go to council. I anticipate, Christine's supposed to work on implementing them into the PPM. So they're just with our format and align with all of the policies we currently have. So you should get that in front of you for council, but I wanted to get you guys this tonight.
Okay, so we don't really need to move any on these themselves. It'll be just.
Yeah, you would still make a motion to take these new policies to council.
Oh, okay. Not just,
She's just merging the language into a format that looks.
In our
familiar.
format.
Correct, yeah. So it probably should be 3 different pieces for each policy.
Be 3 different pieces, did you say?
Mhm.
One for each?
One for each.
Yep.
any further discussion on that? Accept the motion.
I'll make a motion to bring the whistleblower. Let's see. This is an amendment to the PPM for the whistleblower provision.
Just to add the
Okay.
whistleblower policy to our personnel procedure manual.
To add the whistleblower policy to policy and procedure.
And do these individually.
I think we have to.
Motion
A second.
and second. Any further discussion?
Wait a second.
All,
There we go. Oh, you want to vote on it?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0.
Motion to add frequent flyer miles policy to PPM.
Sponsor on whistleblower, sorry.
Oh,
You want all 3? Or do you want to spread those out?
Oh, no.
No, you want to do all 3? Because if you don't show up, I have to do it.
No, I'll be there.
A second.
I'm done being busy.
I think she
Not
would've made
true.
it.
I will
Yeah.
not be there. So if you guys have questions regarding anything, please let me know and I can
Yeah.
find them out or
Oh,
give them
yes.
to you prior to the meeting.
We have a motion and a second on the frequent flyer miles.
Okay, carried.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Motion to add a tax exempt policy to Phillips procedures manual.
It's a motion.
Page second.
A second.
And
Shannon's
Andy's
doing,
got the second.
Motion carried.
Shannon's doing the first one, whistleblower.
She's doing all 3 of them.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
She said she'd take all 3. So we have a
You're
motion and a
so
second. Any further
lucky.
discussion? Hearing none.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All passed 3-0. Yay.
That's-
Moving on, police department. So I got a heads up the other night from safety service director before a meeting, and he's here to help explain that, as is Chief Nickel.
So I'll start my side and let you finish. So, with the recent changes, October 15th, and the requirements under Windows, application, so Windows 11, was going to require all computers to maintain, Windows security compliant, would have had to been, upgraded to Windows 11. Our vendor found an option through Microsoft to do a Windows 10 Pro extension, that would buy us time to move those computers out and not have to have the upgrades at a lower cost and not buying all 9 computers and 8 for fire at the same time. We went that way at $99 a piece, I think so it was per year. And the plan, I think I talked to you guys before, just generically was buy a few next year, a few the next year, not buying all at once. And we had somebody at fire went to update a computer for the software, Sentinel software. Is that correct, Sentinel? And the sheriff's office denied to do it because it doesn't meet the requirements of the justice programs and the leads. Much started this May. So long story short, we checked with leads also, and in fact, they will not accept the Windows. Our vendor's saying, hey, it doesn't make sense, and I agree. Windows is an international company. They say it meets the standards. They'll continue to upgrade it. They've made that change. So as a result, we need to replace all of the computers. And so these we're talking about are the computers in the cruiser. And then we'll turn around and do the same thing in fire, replace theirs too. Largely because they are not upgradable to Windows 11. So we can't buy a Windows 11 upgrade because they're not compatible. So, its auditor, Canada had to discover potential of being able to transfer monies within police funds to be able to fund.
Yeah, we're asking you guys to consider moving money from personnel down to operating so that we can get this taken care of for them this year.
So each, I'm sorry, but so for the cruisers, for the police and cruisers, for the fire trucks, how many computers are we talking about?
So tonight we're doing 9 in police is all we're doing.
Okay, and then,
We have 10, but one of them is compliant.
One is all.
okay, so 9 LPD computers. That is not, and then the fire department was.
I think he has 8, and just real quick to explain the difference, he's still gonna have to do it. It'll be after the first of the year,
Okay,
when new monies are acquired. The systems still work, but if there becomes a flaw, an issue, they will not reprogram them, they won't do anything, and then we lose, that's the capability.
That's our connectivity.
that's lead, did you say that was leads, that it wasn't
Lead-
upgraded?
That's our leads connectivity and our dispatch.
And the dispatch.
Connectivity. So all our calls for service and everything that's in the computer, we'd be.
Dead in the water, yeah.
And the reason why there's money in,
So there's 20,000 in, it's the admin support part-time, which we don't currently have part-time, but we did have money in there for part-time dispatchers until that we joined central dispatching. So there's 20,000 from there. The quote from Bright is 49,338 if you guys. And then PERS as well, that was funded for dispatch for the whole year, which we have not needed. So we have 22,000 there.
I'm sorry, what line item was that?
OPERS pension line. I can't take it all because we still have one person to pay, but combined, we have 3 options to move money from. And then our workers' comp line has 20,000 as well, which we will not need all of that to get through one more month.
Workers' comp, that's likely to be a rollover otherwise.
So you're taking the full amount out of,
We can move money within those lines to make them on one line and then move from one line to one line. So it's simplified.
there'll be unused funds that we can put towards this use this year. I'll see that.
So that would be the high side. I have asked Chief to get look for a couple additional quotes, so if they come in.
Was
lower, we can
49,388 for the 9 or for all?
For 9.
Just for the
9.
9. Okay, and so the 8 is gonna be a pretty similar figure then.
I think the only difference, there's a,
They use a lesser computer, I think, in fire.
So
Or a different
F1,
model,
a
just slightly
100.
different, and ours are a little more expensive. By a few $100s per computer, I think. So that's where our thing, I've asked for similar, same company, GTAC is the computer supplier that we use. Have been really well received throughout the law enforcement community, and I've asked for another quote from another company. Their big question is, who do you normally use? And give them the idea of what specific computer we want. I haven't heard back from them. I think they probably realize they're all about the same, or they don't want to waste time on us. Because we have utilized that company for years. So I haven't been able.
I think that's the same one Todd got.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get any additional quote. I wanted to quote the same type of computer, so it's apples to apples.
So any software that's on there, they'll be able to get that reloaded.
Yes. And we've.
Yeah, I
run
think
into a
that-
little bit of, we've run into a little bit of a hiccup where we have GPS tracking on our computers. So you can see where the cars are, and, you know, you can go back and look if we have complaints or if we have issues. We're not able to do that in the last few weeks, it's that upgrade. Either that or somewhere, we haven't determined where. We've got the software supplier and our tech company working together, and with the SO and everybody, we haven't been able to solve that problem of why those cars aren't being tracked right now. We do have the one car tracked that is on the newer computer.
And nobody drives that.
That is actually the
Might be my
sergeant's car. And the odd thing about that is, a few months ago, that was having problems skipping, so now that we can track the sergeants, I can't track everybody else.
Well, it's the sergeant's job to keep track of everybody else, isn't it?
It is. There you go.
Well, I don't think we can have our police department be dead in the water and not be able to access leads.
Tend to agree.
Any further discussion?
It's not gonna be enough for all of the computers though, in the 3 separate funds you're looking at. If you're looking at 20,000, 22,000 and another 20,000, you're gonna need.
It's 49,000.
49,000.
That's just for this one, but are you just?
Oh, so
Well, I
the
can't
other-
pay for fire out of
Oh, yeah.
police anyway. That'll-
Yeah, we like our fire
Oh,
department.
this is just all of out of police, fund, okay.
That's
got
just, so we move forward them now because the funds exist. Let's get it. We resolve an issue up front.
Got
In
it.
the first year was addressed stuff.
What time is LPD?
And what's our timeline on this, chief? I know they wanted to get approved, but they're not gonna be delivered immediately, but
As soon as you can, because
It doesn't,
6 weeks out, once we place the order.
if it doesn't go as an emergency and pass, then we can't use this money. It would have to be totally different legislation for next year.
Andy, it's your turn.
Well, I'll make a motion that we move those funds from personnel.
Yes.
Operations, a total of 40,338 from various sources.
It'll just be one line on your guys' end. We'll do the moving within above the line before.
Okay. I'll second.
we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion about this? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? No one? Has to be an emergency clause. Okay,
Sponsor?
Andy.
Yes, I am.
I wrote it down.
Andy, while we have you, chief, let's talk about the cruiser. I don't know if there's funds available or how we want to do that.
Money in capital.
You know, we try to keep a rotation going, on our cruisers and, well, when was the last one we got? Ordered about this time last year, we had a Chevy dealer that had the Tahoe available. We ordered that. That didn't go on the road till late summer. By the time we got it out, it was fall.
I think he was marking it when I was there, so August.
Yeah, August, so, takes quite a while to get them. This, PAR Public Safety, who we normally use, had advertised that they had 3 upfitted. We just need to add our radios and then our graphics and computer mounts. And we could get those fairly quickly,
Are you talking one cruiser or more than one?
just one. I think we're in a position that we can keep on it.
Okay.
One will do it for us. The one that's up to be traded is 7.5 years old and 90,500 miles or 13,500 engine hours. So our cruisers, when I was looking at averages, we almost double the engine hours for the miles that you would normally get on our personal cars.
And this vehicle is a new vehicle, so
I'm sorry, what?
the supplier is this is a new vehicle that's been upfitted.
Yes, it's a 2025 Ford.
You said when they're trade, will they take that a trade or is that?
No, we will have to go and auction or trade it for something else. Generally, we just prefer to auction those.
Mhm.
And the fire department's okay with the last one we gave.
A Ford what? What did you say? What is it?
Just another Ford,
Explorer?
Explorer PIU. Interceptor.
There's money in capital.
There's $1,039,119 in the fund.
What amount are you talking about?
71,000.
$71,000. We don't have anything else for capital this year, correct?
Correct. The paving was the big expense for November. It's $500,000.
589? Well, if there's something else in there.
The traffic light.
Oh, okay.
So the turnaround on the new vehicle, if it's already upfitted and all it needs is a couple cosmetic things, is how long do you suppose?
They're backed up now, so it could be a month for them to get it turned out to us. Taking our old equipment out and putting it in the new car, the radios, radar. So I'm guessing a month, but I don't know. Sometimes when I call them with the car, you could be a couple of months. I'm hoping that since this one's updated or outfitted already,
Mm-hmm.
gonna be a quicker turnaround for them. And they may want to
I mean, it also takes
move the car, so.
a month just to outfit it. Normally that's already done, right? So it'd be ready.
Yeah, all they gotta do is add the radio and things, so they'd still put it in their queue probably, but I think we would get bumped ahead since it's sell for that.
So we don't have anything else encumbered in this. Last year at this time we did. Looks like. I don't remember what that was, but
I'll have to go look.
last year at that time, we were gonna spend $157,000 on something. And if we get this through, I mean, will that encumber the money regardless? Whether it takes,
move it forward. We have to increase appropriations. So if you put an emergency and pass it at the next council, otherwise they have to wait till next year's.
It's gotta be there.
Well, let's see. What we think.
Everyone's gotta be there.
Everyone's got to be there. Got it. Okay. Well, I mean, we were going to do this next year regardless, I would think. We'll move that we take this to council.
Second.
That's a motion to increase appropriations
Yes, I'm sorry. Motion to increase appropriations
by 71.
by 71,000 and whatever that number was.
71 even, right?
That's what,
And it'll be the Capitol Police line. Emergency?
Sounds like it needs to be. Motion, do we have a second? Andy seconded?
I think I made the motion, didn't I? I made the motion.
Did you?
No, Greg
Or
made
no,
the
you made the
motion and
I
you
think I
seconded
made
it.
the motion.
Oh, you made
What
the
the
motion.
minutes say, we already voted 3-0.
We did not, but we're back. to-
She can read minds. That's scary.
Is there any further discussion on the motion on the table?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See, that's what the minutes
And-
said.
No.
Wow, you're clairvoyant. Okay, well, Chief, we got that through for you.
You're welcome.
He's sponsored.
Oh, great sponsor.
I expected this.
You're cracking me up.
I made the motion, so.
You made the motion, those are the rules.
Made the motion. I expected to sponsor that. Okay, we have one other item. So, just so everyone knows, everybody on council knows that the council president asked that we go into executive session the other night so that we could discuss the clerk's pay. He wasn't here when that was brought up before. He wanted to have that discussion. You weren't here for that, but there was a discussion about that. And it's going to be incumbent upon us if we want to do that. And if we're going to do it, then we're going to do that so that it can be effective in January.
It's not in the budget, by the way. So if you guys decide to move forward, we're gonna have to increase appropriations.
Okay. Shannon, you weren't here, but that was pretty much Josh's meeting that he wanted to discuss that. But there was no clear consensus on anything. We couldn't vote on it anyway, but, so thoughts from council members, you were there. If you want to address this in any way,
What is his current, I'm just curious,
$6,600.
$6,660. I don't know who picked 666 back in the day. It's been that way for a while, clearly. You guys have the legislation. But I was like, who did this?
At least there's a zero in the end.
I think it broke down.
Because that's the same as what we're paying. is that
Yes,
right? Okay.
yes.
Still around.
15, works 15, and low end is 15, high end is 35. That's
Yeah.
what I read.
For what?
Per
Hours.
month.
Hours.
Per
I
month.
don't, is there, you guys have been provided information on this? Okay.
He was asked to send that. He sent that to Josh and to me. And I don't know if Josh forwarded it to everybody, but I did last night just so everybody could see it
Was that per month or per session?
per month.
Per month.
According to his document, 15 to 35 hours per month.
If I figured correctly, at 15 hours a month, he's currently making $37 an hour. And at 35 hours a month, he's making $15.71 an hour. I split the difference in the middle at 25 hours, he's making about $22 an hour. And I don't remember how long it's been since that position had a raise.
We talked about, what, 6 years?
They all went up together.
Yeah, that's,
Everybody.
Was it
6 years ago?
6 years ago, I believe.
6 years ago.
Yes. 6.
I mean, I think everybody agreed at the executive session that Matt does a great job. We definitely want to keep him. Josh kind of suggested raising his salary from 6,600 to 15,000, right?
He did that before.
Okay.
And that came to this committee before and we couldn't agree on a number. I don't think anybody thought that, he shouldn't get a raise, but we couldn't come to a number. So this is why Josh wanted to address everybody and come back. Rich, you made a suggestion the other night,
11.5.
your suggestion.
I guess.
Can I ask where you guys are getting your data? Like, you're just picking a number? Is this an educated information? I've provided a ton of data on comps for entities. Out of curiosity, where are you getting your number from?
They were talking about 12,000. Well, I was talking about 15 originally. I thought that's sky high, is too high. And then there was a number come out, 12,000. And I still thought it's a little bit high. Josh thinks it needs to be over 10. So I just kind of split the difference and went 11.5. That's just.
So you're just picking a number though, it's not based off of anything?
Yeah, basically.
At that point, no, we didn't have the responsibilities in front of us either at that point.
But clerks are included in some of that other
Yes.
massive data dump
Yes.
that you.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah, legislation, there's clerk salaries, a lot of them are full-time.
yeah,
So there's not a ton of data on part-time, but there's a ton of data.
I would have to take a look at that because I remember looking at it, but now I don't remember what that range was for part-time. Do you remember?
From my email list. It was September's finance meeting. You might be able to.
Oh, no. I meant, did you happen to notice what the part-time clerk salary range was?
Off, if I can recall correctly, I believe it was around 8,000 was the highest part-time, but there wasn't a ton of data for part-time.
Yeah.
John, do you have any suggestions, any comments?
I believe I'd like to see him have one, but I can't say what amount.
Okay.
He does a lot more work than I thought he did than the way it used to be.
An average raise, I mean, if we go up to $12,000, $13,000, $15,000, that's more than doubling.
I'm all for setting the bar. You guys, move on. Let's set that bar. I'm just saying, if you're gonna pick a number, let's pick a number.
And I'm out of the loop on salaries. I've been commissioned forever. What does a factory worker make per hour? I mean, I don't know.
It depends on. I think
Depends
it
on the
just depends on
factory.
where you're at.
The low-end factory is probably $20 an hour. High-end is probably 33 to 35. Depending on skill, I guess.
Part-time's usually paid more than full-time, right? Part-time employees are usually paid more per hour.
I don't know that that's accurate.
I don't think so.
So did we say 15 to 35 hours monthly is what
Yeah.
puts into it? Okay.
I think they said that's what he said.
I guess that's a lot behind the scenes. I just see
That's-
2 city council
right.
meetings a month. So
Right.
I don't know what else there really is, but if there's a better maybe write-up for what that 15, 35, otherwise have a clock and sheet.
Let me find it. This clerk position, and that's civil service. There you go. It's in there, but I'd have to dig to find out what.
Percentage for a raise. I mean, it's not 50. Yeah.
Well, not 50%, not 100%. I mean, obviously, this was a job he applied for. He knew what the salary range was. And I assume that means you had an understanding of the workload. And I think it's tedious work, but I don't think it's necessarily.
He uses some sort of AI to write the minutes. doesn't he?
I've also heard that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like it when I read them, but.
Yeah, I mean, the minutes from council sessions are essentially verbatim of what was happening on the transcript. So they're not really,
I mean, it's still.
it's a transcript, it's not minutes, really.
Yes.
I also know, I know there's been timing issues of loading minutes from committees and stuff as well, but I also know there was months where legislation was not loaded or readily available for, I've had a couple of public records requests. I'm not trying to tell by any means. I'm just letting you guys know that there have been some instances where things aren't readily available or completed timely, what I would consider timely. I don't know if you guys have expectations or certain guidelines on how quickly things should be uploaded to websites or whatnot, but.
So everyone got the sheet that Matt prepared with his, what he does.
You get that?
Is,
I did.
I assume council is included in elected officials for raises that we're considering.
And aside from knowing that he can get a raise and not fall in with elected officials, is that why we're addressing it? Or is it with workload? Is it, I'm just trying to understand if
I
you
think
guys.
this is a bee in Josh's bonnet. That's what I think.
Andy, suggestions or not? I'll make a motion. I just want to know if you have any comments before I do.
I mean, the numbers we've been talking about seem pretty high. I know Josh probably wants to retain his services.
Is he saying he's leaving? I'm just curious, has that been said?
I know that, we know that. 'cause
I was
there's-
curious.
Josh hasn't really specified that. Sure.
Just curious.
Does that
Lots of other
position-
people on that same piece of legislation who could have that same fight.
Mhm.
Does that position have a job description? And is it appropriate? I mean, I would assume there's certain duties you expect, and I didn't know if that was spelled out.
Job description?
Would-
I don't think I have one.
Certainly help if you were doing a review for a raise, I would think, to know what their job was and was that all being done?
I'd have to look. I guess I just haven't.
I'll be honest, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if it does, Sue, because it's always been lumped in with the elected officials and I don't think you have a job description. I don't think we have.
Well, we, under the code, but yeah, we don't.
yeah, right.
Since he was hired by the council, I thought they might have a
Yeah,
description, this is
yeah.
what we need done. So you
Yeah.
can hold him to that.
I guess one more thing to flip around, just to toss out to think about. If he gets a big raise, he's making the same thing that we're all making for being on council. I would not consider trying to give us a raise to $10,000 or $15,000 a year. I think that's too much of an increase.
Okay, I think that's a fair argument, but I don't think that we put in the time that he does. Individually, I don't think we put in 25, if we average it 25 hours a week. Do you think you put in 25? I don't, or a month.
Well.
I don't put in 25 a week or a month, I'm sorry.
But that first meeting is not city council related, and that is only once a month. How much time do we spend reviewing, what everybody sends us to get ready for the meetings?
That's a fair question. I think that varies by person.
Yeah, and then the meetings, I'm the newest one here, so I shouldn't really be answering this. Some of the meetings, the council meetings they go till 10:15, I think was the latest one. The fastest one was over in 45 minutes. So, and I know, I try to come to all the committee meetings that I can, but that's not required. So I don't know if you should count that, as part of my time, but.
No, I had Kim go check. There's not a job description.
It's whatever you consider as your time, honestly.
Yeah.
Josh has any specific?
Oh, I'm sorry.
How many times you get stopped out in public?
Research. All those
I
things
would
would
say-
count towards your council duties. I would think that you could probably come comparative to his hours too. He doesn't take the public inquiries or do the research that you do. He retypes and
What you say and.
what's going on
Yeah.
in that, so.
I
I mean,
would
just
say we're
not that.
probably at around 15 a month. For the low end for what he does. I don't know. I do write the minutes, even though I don't remember to bring them with me to the meeting, but that does take a little extra time. I did do them.
You were paid 10,000, you'd remember.
I think,
Yes.
I think a good,
I mean, that's
a
good
good
incentive.
question is, what's the average? He says the low end's 15, the high end is 35, right? So
Can
it
someone share
doesn't
this
say
document
that-
with me? I'm interested to see it.
So it doesn't say that that's the average, right? Like, is the average more 15, but he hit a 35 once or twice, or is he hitting 35 more than he's hitting 15? Like, what's the average? I think that's a better question than what's the low end or what's the high end.
Gotta go
Because
home.
I bet there's months where you guys hit a high end of 30, 40 hours, but that's probably far and few compared to the lower ends. That's why when you keep saying that, it's weird that he didn't say I average X amount of hours per month.
Well, he probably answered that for us. We just asked him.
Hate the way Google organizes these emails. Ugh. That is-
I know other people have email.
What program are you using?
Email
I'm that other
girl.
person.
Okay, so now I just gotta try to find the beginning of this thread.
Oh, is it? That's the worst when there's lots of responses on the thread.
And
I took a screenshot of it. Is that what you want?
Oh,
I'm
sure.
looking for the attachment. Where's the attachment?
Here, I got it.
Oh,
I said this the last time we talked
Oh, there
about
it is. There it is.
raises, and
You got it?
Yeah, I got
the
it.
only thing I ask is if you guys are gonna validate what he says for his workload and how many hours he puts in, and that to justify a raise, a significant raise at that you have the same consideration for the very people on the positions on the legislation that also have gone 6 years without a raise. But some of those have to get at least 8 years without a raise. Yes, he can get his early, but just asking that you have the same consideration for others.
Okay, so without any real consensus, I move that we increase appropriations to make the clerk's salary $10,000 per year,
Do it next year.
effective January 1. Just making it easier for you to do it once. I would think at the start of the year, makes sense, right? We're just pushing this time frame.
Yeah.
That's my motion.
I'm just reading through this. It's interesting if he is using AI or a program to generate minutes, and then this document, whether he wrote it or not, I'm not positive, but it says meeting minutes take up the majority of his time.
Under 6,600.
Yeah. They're not received.
Well, probably a lot of editing. I mean,
Yeah,
to the extent you
and
have to
review, but I think reviewing minutes and editing is way different than taking minutes and editing.
incentives.
Motion on the table. Do we have a second?
Not gonna.
Okay. Pardon me?
I don't know.
Nope. Okay, the motion dies.
What's the, there's no proposal as far as council, how much of an increase would be coming up for elected officials?
I had a proposal, it was significant, but, I don't remember if it was the actual percentage, it was essentially very close to what all the contract raises had been throughout the 8 years that we're gonna go without a raise.
Fine,
Yes.
that'd be 24%,
Okay,
8 years times 3 or whatever.
It was close to 25 grand for the full-time person.
all right, we got to look at the next month's schedule.
10, I don't know if I have it printed.
I'm not opposed to the clerk making, I mean, just as an employer, even contemplating a 100% increase in anybody's salary, it's just, it doesn't even approach the pale as far as I'm concerned. I'm not opposed to a commensurate increase based on, community standards, normal expectations, but nobody expects to have a double or a triple salary increase, just because.
6,600, 10,000.
No, I mean, I don't even think that that's unreasonable. I don't think there's any justification to single out the clerk.
Okay.
There's plenty of people that have been in the same boat. I mean, this is obviously a job that he applied for, signed up for, and is, again, there's no indication that he's threatening to leave. I think everybody is expecting that there's going to be some revision to full-time positions, salary positions, elected positions, and what have you. And there's no reason to me that this should be on its own for any reason.
And if he did threaten to leave, would it change your mind?
No.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Because he did threaten to leave, but I didn't want to make decisions based upon that. If we should. That's okay.
Double my salary, make me stay.
Well, it's not going to work for him. It's not going to work for you either.
I mean, the bottom line is I take council minutes every time just because I think better. And I'm doing it right now. And it's, they're not transcripts, they're not AI generated. It's just, hitting the highlights by paying attention and marking down what strikes you as being important in the moment. But that takes a human brain, not.
I don't know how you do it. I can't listen and type at the same time.
You guys gonna meet? When's your next meeting?
Piano training,
I have said that multiple times. I'm like,
yeah.
I have no idea how.
Whereby
So you're going to meet
So,
2 days,
well, we
2
talked
days
about
before council.
Whether,
She would write.
I would be like, wait a minute. I have to finish my thought before.
Some of the clerks would just go back and watch the video and then pause it.
I don't know. He's not going to be at the next meeting.
I mean,
oh, this one coming
I'll
up.
be the clerk and I'll submit
Well, I
my
don't know if
minutes
you'll
after the
contact
end
us
of any
through
meeting, just
email
like
or
I do
what,
right
but there
now.
was some talk about doing it on the 8th, but I don't know if
Informal,
that's
I call it
what
informal.
the next one will be the 15th or the 22nd.
I'll double that.
It would be the
No, I
15th.
don't
That
want
would
to
be the
compile all
normal
those
meeting.
giant PDFs. That would be awful.
Are we done?
I feel like I would
Are we
be
done?
more.
So you guys
gotta
gonna,
schedule
you guys,
January
yeah, we're gonna schedule January. Yeah, we're done except for that, Mayor. So the 13th is when they're gonna meet. We don't know if there's gonna be a meeting scheduled or not. The first, I'm assuming, is not gonna be a meeting. on
Josh
January
mentioned
1st.
something to me they asked earlier and he talked about doing the 8th and then doing the 8th and then the 16th, doing both of them.
15th, yeah.
Oh, because there's, January 1st is on the.
Just to get readings in on stuff
19th
is
is
the way he made it seem. And with a new council member. And we have planning, but planning's at 5:30, and we could do planning in the back half. We could shut the accordion and do it in the back half. I think pop over. I don't know what's on planning.
Wait, so are we moving council to the 8th of January?
I don't know. I told Josh that, I said, I don't know why you're asking me, but,
Somebody needs to get it out there. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
but I assume you're not doing the first. I know I won't be here on the
Well,
first.
I mean,
Anyway,
Feel free.
we don't know if there's gonna be a meeting on the 8th or not. The next meeting should be the 15th. The other committees are gonna meet the 13th. Correct?
Right.
I'm fine with that.
I wanna go to the 13th. We're making the mayor happy. Okay,
That'll have to be a 6:30 again, is that?
yeah. And I don't like them start it any earlier. I mean, if we publish time, I think we have to stand by that.
It was just tonight.
6 minutes.
Historic.
So 6:30,
6-minute meeting and then a beat.
the finance meeting, 6:30 on the January 13th.
And I said, no makeup for it.
January 13, 2026 at.
Is there any further business come for this committee tonight? Hearing none, we shall adjourn at 7:50. Yay. Yep. Yep. I'll share it with you.
What month? Suzanne dropped me off and I forgot to tell her I had to get her to leave.
Yeah, well.
It's like,
Sure you can. You just can't bitch about me.
Would like this. Just because
You can have
all
all
that, I don't.
I take it to my office.
But make notes.
I don't know, it's a lot of fault.
I do a little part.
Thanks.
We got our last couple meetings.
But
Talking to her, and she's typing, reading.